presented to us War Crimes, an American Perspective from One Who Dissents. Cynthia McKinney has become a household name in Georgia, USA, and in many states across America, as well as in many countries around the globe, due to her being an outspoken leader for human rights, an ardent advocate for peace, and a determined worker for justice. Ms. McKinney is a former member of the U.S. House of Representatives from 1993 to 2003, and from 2005 to 2007, representing Georgia's 4th Congressional District. In 2004, Ms. McKinney participated as a commissioner in the Citizens Commission on 9/11. She was among the 100 prominent Americans and 40 family members of those killed on 9/11 that signed the 9/11 Truth Movement statement calling for new investigations of what they perceived as unexplained aspects of the 9/11 events, including allegations of failure of U.S. intelligence to act on warnings of upcoming attacks, the breakdown of military air defense, and omissions and distortions in the official investigations. Ms. McKinney also voted against record Bush administration Pentagon budgets and challenged the Pentagon to explain how it lost over $2.3 trillion in untrackable transactions. She continues to decry the Pentagon's sweetheart deals with Halliburton, the Carlyle Group, DynCorp, and its successor companies. It is also interesting to note that Ms. McKinney has been featured in a full-length motion picture titled American Blackout, a popular documentary which highlights her impressive political career. Please welcome Cynthia McKinney.
Thank you very much. It is among the greatest pleasures of my life to have been invited to participate in this conference dedicated to peace. I look forward to joining the international community of activists dedicated to change based on the principles of dignity, justice, self-determination, and peace for all the peoples of the world. Everyone in this room and every participant in this conference is here because we want peace, peace and justice. And these principles of peace and dignity and justice and self-determination were embodied in the policies pursued by our host, the Honorable Tun Mahathir, while he was Prime Minister of Malaysia. In fact, it was Tun Mahathir who put Malaysia on the map for me when he stood up to the world's economic powers and refused to cash their check of dependency. Instead, Tun Mahathir returned their check and said out loud for the entire world to hear that Malaysia would chart its own course. As a result of that singular act of pride, self-determination, confidence, and independence, Malaysia boasts a strong economy and a legacy of uncommon independence. But Tun Mahathir, as well as all of us here, have also learned that such independent thinking and confidence in the people comes at a personal price. For while his message ricocheted around the world and struck me, an African-American woman steeped in the old Confederate South of the United States, the people we fight for are rarely in a position to reward such acts of courage. Yet the powers that be always seem to be able to extract their punishment. So oftentimes where there is courage, truth, compassion, belief in the people, and a solid sense of right and wrong, there is also aloneness, vulnerability, and deep disappointment. But instead of abandoning the struggle, we come together at this important conference to commune with each other, learn from each other, give love and support to each other, recharge our batteries, and continue our work on behalf of what is right in a world currently filled with so much wrong. Not too long ago, I was asked by Deborah Sweet to endorse the activities of the American peace-seeking organization named World Can't Wait. They advocate the impeachment of George Bush and other members of his administration because, in their view, the world can't wait. I agree with them. And after having been defeated for the second time by an unsupportive Democratic Party and Republican voters who crossed over and voted in Democratic primary for my opponent, and knowing that George Bush had earned impeachment, I decided that I would do it if no one else would. So on my last day in the Congress, after 12 years of service to my people and my country, I offered articles of impeachment against President Bush, Vice President Cheney, and Secretary of State Rice. Impeachment is America's roadmap back to dignity. Impeachment is the constitutional way to handle an administration that has, from the outset, violated so many tenets of the United States Constitution. It is also a way of saying, no, we do not condone what has been done in our name, and we are not complicit. The first time I felt the sting of Republican retribution and Democratic Party indifference was in 2002, when I questioned the administration's explanation of what happened on September 11, 2001. I am the member of Congress who asked the simple question, what did the Bush administration know, and when did it know it about the tragic events of September 11th? After I was defeated in 2002, I traveled all over my country supporting the anti-war movement and informing the American people of the lies of the Bush administration. The film American Blackout tells the whole story of how Republicans stole 2 presidential elections and how Republicans stole 2 congressional elections from me. Well, as it turns out, the world didn't wait. And activists in the rest of the world are the people now practicing the art of effective resistance. I guess it started in 1959 with Cuba. However, Cuba is no longer alone in its attempt to chart its own course. In 1998, Venezuelans elected Hugo Chavez, who has used oil profits to set up health care for all, arts programs for children, and subsidized education, including free universities. In 2001, the people of Cote d'Ivoire rejected dictatorship and up to today continue to try and chart an independent course despite huge big power interference due to offshore oil reputed to be of the quality of Nigeria's. In 2002, Brazilians sent shockwaves throughout the Americas by electing the Workers' Party Lula to become their head of state. In 2003, Argentina elected Kirchner. 2004, Spain elected Zapatero, and India rejected the BJP politics of division. In 2005, Bolivia elected Morales. 2006, Bachelet in Chile, Correa in Ecuador, Ortega in Nicaragua were all elected with one agenda: to provide prosperity, independence, justice, and peace to the people that they represent.